Very pleased to welcome A.K. Manocha, Chairman and Managing Director of the IRCTC. Sir, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon on NDTV Profit. It's a pleasure to have you on the channel. For some of our viewers, it's a tongue twister. The IRCTC is the Indian Railways Catering and Tourism Corporation. And I just want to start with a scheme that you recently launched. Essentially, it's a 50% cashback on a prepaid order that has a minimum value of 300 rupees. One can see that the Indian Railways is keeping up with some of the more nimble, agile e-commerce companies. Can you just walk us through what you hope to achieve from this scheme?
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure talking on NDTV Profit. In the e-catering, as you are aware, we had launched at 408 stations. Our Honorable Minister, Mr. Suresh Prabhakar Prabhu, had announced it on the budget, and he launched it within a few days of budget. And as soon as it was launched, our number, which we used to be around 60 to 100 per day per meal, for meals, total meals, has already grown to currently 4,000. It was hovering, it went up to 400 and 600 and 800. It was 1,800 or 2,000 and sometimes to 2,500 also. Currently, we are touching 4,000 meals per day. And it is at a very, I would say it's a very, very bold step on the part of IRCTC and Railways that we want to get the numbers. Our volumes are very, very large. Number of passengers are very huge. And we want to provide the best quality meal at all the locations. A success, especially all these 408 stations and 1,500 trains. At a very reasonable cost, because the advantage of this opening of 408 stations are that you get a good local vendor who can supply you hot food. It may not require pantry car, and with a discount, we hope the passengers would utilize these facilities in a big number.
Okay, which just brings me to the larger revenue picture at IRCTC, sir. I mean, what kind of growth rates have you clocked in FY16? And I'll talk about some of the interesting partnerships that you've entered into, but can you just give me a ballpark sort of growth rate for the past year and what you're targeting for the current year, FY17?
See, we were 1,140 crore in 2014-15, and we have grown across 1,500 crore figure in the current year, which is more than 35% growth. We hope we know that this is not a this is a rather very difficult target to achieve, to continue growing every year on 35% every year for next few years. So we have kept a very humble target of 15 to 20%. There are a lot of challenges. We will be growing a large number in e-ticketing. We are soon going to launch our air ticketing app, which is going to be launched within a few days. It's ready for launch, and testing is going on. We are also launching a new Android app for our new generation technology software. We also are in the process of installing 2,500 water vending machines at stations, for which tenders have been awarded. Now we want to extend it to smaller stations.
Right.
We are preparing ourselves to set up 10 base kitchens, including upgradation, and we hope to grow at least 15 to 20% year on year for next few years. Although our internal targets and ambitions are much, much higher.
Okay, so sir, you've given me a sense of what you've got planned going forward. But if you had to really break up the broad revenue heads right now, which are the segments from which IRCTC is deriving maximum revenue?
See, our maximum revenue is coming from internet ticketing segment, where some nominal charges are levied for the IT services we provide for the maintenance, upgradation, spread. We charge 20 rupees for a sleeper class and 40 rupees for a upper class, AC class, I mean. This is about 1/3 of the, this is now of course 40% of the segment. Earlier it was about 28-30%. The second we make money is from catering. It is in the range of about 300 crore plus. We are running about 54 trains, 37 as Rajdhani Durantos and some temporary trains. In addition, this is about 330 crore type of business. Our internet ticketing charge is currently around 550 crore rupees. That's what we get. And the third one is your tourism, where we run Bharat Darshan, we run state specials, we run FTR coaches, we run foreign tourist packages, we run super luxury trains like Maharaja, luxury trains like Desert Queen, Desert Special, Heritage Special, a lot of FTR coaches. This is another business about 300 crores.
Right.
In addition, we do ticketing, airline ticketing, 3,000 per day, and about 140-50 crore is from Rail Neer business, which is our packaged drinking water, and this is among the top 5 in the country.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure in the first few weeks of May, sir, you asked this question every time, you met with the media. But with the fact that IRCTC is probably, the biggest e-commerce portal that India has today, and correct me if I've got the figures wrong, but over 1 crore users, yes. There were reports, and I know that they've been clarified, that there was no data theft, there was no hacking, there was no leakage. Security of the technology security is a critical piece of the puzzle going forward. Can you just clear the air on how you're doing that?
See, we have several level security on our software. The server is currently has been shifted to CRIS in the new generation technology. There are several layers of security. We already have ongoing this certification by STQC, which is the highest and most qualified people to grant security certificate. Yeah. And it is almost over. They do several types of tests, which are called penetration tests, vulnerability tests, etc., etc. And as soon as we got the complaint, we got our system checked. There was no evidence of hacking as we could find, and we got some screenshots about data theft. What we got was date of birth, time of birth, place of birth. Time of birth was generally given as 00, and right. State of residence and your city of residence. Yeah, what we found out of 23 numbers which were available on the screenshot, only 5 matched. But this data is commonly available across the market. It is very difficult to pinpoint that this is a stolen data from IRCTC side. There were no data about login, username, password or email. There were no footprints, so we are quite confident that this might not have been stolen from IRCTC.
Okay.
However, we have had an internal meeting with CRIS, with Ministry, and we created a cyber security cell. CRIS has already cyber security cell. We also created a cell. It has already started working, and soon we have made plans in which we are divided into 3 parts: the short term, the medium term, and long term. So short-term work has already started, like giving individual IDs. We plan to do safety audit trails, security audit trails, and then we plan to go for various types of checks. And we are in touch with several consultants and other agencies to make it 100% secure. But let me assure you one thing: no data about banking has been stolen, because we don't take credit card, password, username, etc. for banking purposes. And customers are taken there. Aadhaar cards are voluntary, Aadhaar card number, which is very limited. And let me assure you, we are also coming back to a e-wallet system, which will be internal security check system,
right,
where PAN card verified tickets can be issued. And we plan to go for Aadhaar card and voter card linkage. Once those data are there, it will be easier to book, it will be faster to book. One can do it more frequently also, and it will take a few months to launch this thing. And we have reduced the charges from 250 rupees to 50 rupees. And for first 1 month, we plan to make it free, because we want more and more users to avail this facility.
Okay, fair enough. And will you tie up with a wallet, or is it too early to start talking about that? I mean, how are you proceeding on the e-wallet?
No, we are already running e-wallet system. We have already more than about 60,000 users. We had some issue regarding running of e-wallet between 8 a.m. to 12 noon, and during when agents were not allowed. Actually, a few years back there was a media complaint that this data has been misused. So taking everybody as an agent, including IRCTC, this was banned. So we had requested Ministry to allow us to use it between 8 o'clock and 12 o'clock, especially during Tatkal timings. So Ministry has finally agreed, The software is already running. Now we want to use it, test it for Tatkal thing, and I hope within a week or so we'll be able to launch it.
Okay, how many users do you have, sir, on your portal today?
Today, I'll check the figure, but generally we book 5.5 lakh tickets every day, carrying about, say, 10 lakh passengers. On an average, there is a booking of about 1.75 lakhs during peak time, that is 11 o'clock to 11:10.
Okay.
And about half of this, about 70,000, between 10 o'clock and 10:05. However, we have got 50 million users who are registered with us. At any point of time, any day, we get about 14 crore hits. The largest number of hits have been about 44 crores, and the largest booking was 13.45 lakhs, which was on 1st of April 2015. But let me assure you, we booked the largest number of tickets in the world, more than all other airlines combined, as far as transport sector is concerned.
Yes, so
and
that's
our system is extremely credible. We ensure that no ticket is issued without payment, and people have a lot of faith, and we have a lot of challenges to meet with their faith and keep their faith.
That's why it is interesting to note, sir, that, there's a tie-up with Amazon, and I'm sure that, there are synergies that other e-commerce players see with IRCTC. Can you just explain exactly how you and Amazon have come together?
See, we have tie-up with Amazon, where as soon as you click on our site, the access to, there is a tab available for Amazon, and you can access from our site to Amazon, do shopping with them, and there is some revenue sharing arrangement with them. But we have revenue sharing and other items with other people also. We earned close to 72 crores last year. We have tie-up with Google, where advertisements appear on transaction basis. We get some nominal amount. We also have BlaBlaCar, which is available on our site. We have got Oyo Rooms. There are other major partners, and there are some small partners also like Abhibus, Redbus, and other things who are on the fray, and they do help us in growing revenue rich.
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it at that, sir. A.K. Manocha, Chairman and Managing Director at the IRCTC. Thank you very much for joining us today and covering a whole host of subjects related to the IRCTC, ranging from e-catering, which is being certainly focused on by the Indian Railways, on to the larger growth drivers for our IRCTC going forward. Good talking to you.